Well, we thank God that they think so, but it is not. For us, on Main Street, Ghana, it's not. But let me just engage from where my brother started about cocoa. They can scream and stress every word about hard, patriotic, whatever, but it's not. Well, there was nothing hard about the decision to cut prices for cocoa farmers. There is everything spineless. There is everything convenient about it. There's everything avoiding taking responsibility about it. There's everything uncreative or lack of creativity about it in terms of management to simply just cut and say that, I'm sorry, but we have to do that. There's nothing hard about that. Okay? Situations like this have played out before. And first time, the reason why it is the first time in the history of this country where we've started selling cocoa way back, prices have gone up, prices have come down, prices have gone up and come down. That's the nature of the market. But somehow, this is the first time any government has decided to reduce cocoa price and they are calling it hard. I'm sorry, there is nothing hard about it. There is everything spineless and convenient about it. That's the point we have to make. So President appearing yesterday to look farmers in the eye and tell them that this is what he has to do to save the cocoa sector, for me, was pathetic. Was dereliction of duty, was lack of seriousness in terms of what problem confronts us and what the inevitable outcome of this decision will be for our economy and for the cocoa sector. They are collapsing the cocoa sector and they are looking us in the face and say we should accept it. So all the dance around that my brother is doing has nothing to do with hard. It has everything to do with avoidance of responsibility and owning the moment and doing with it what ought to be done, because cocoa is not like maize. I see them making these connections all along. Cocoa is not like maize. Cocoa is a regulated commodity in this country with whose history is key to the development of this country, whose continuous existence and profitability is key to our currency. So cocoa is not maize. They should stop it. They have started making these connections, oh, maize and this and that. It's nothing to do with it. Maize is not regulated in this country. Okay, it's a free market operation. If there's more, the farmer takes responsibility for that. When the price goes up, the farmer benefits. If it goes down, the farmer takes responsibility for that. So if they want us to regulate maize and have this conversation, we can. But for now, they should stop comparing oranges and apples. That's not right. And I think my brother will not continue that. Okay, now here's what we ought to do. The president came yesterday. He needed to have apologized and stop at it. Perhaps if he wants to continue to tell cocoa farmers that they will go back to that emergency cabinet meeting and bring the price back to the 3,625. That's the only thing that president needed to do yesterday. Everything he did yesterday with respect to this cocoa thing was a dereliction of duty, was an abuse of monopoly, because cocoa farmers cannot sell their cocoa to anybody.
Richard,
in this country.
Are you? Is your side not
so
over?
If the government is the only buyer, I'm Umaro. Yes. If the government is the only buyer of cocoa, and that government goes to sit in a cabinet meeting and say, because we are the only buyer, the cocoa farmer cannot sell to anybody, we will bring the price down and they can go to hell. That's what they did. And so to come and say that it's a hard decision, for me, I'm sorry. There's nothing hard about it. There's everything spineless and convenient about it. That's the point.
Richard, are you not overflogging this cocoa matter? It would appear as though there's nothing against this government. So the least thing you get, you try and flog it as much as you can. So they have explained that I can't go and buy for 10 cedis, sell for 12 cedis and come and pay you 16 cedis. I mean, that's not reasonable in the terms of trade. And yet, of everything, you are simply just flogging this cocoa matter despite the explanation, despite the Farmers Association coming out, the Cocoa Farmers Association coming out to say that they are okay with what the government was doing. And despite this, the government saying that, listen, there's more to come in the future, so there's hope. You seem to find only one thing. What else have you found over the past 1 year that you can really hold this government on to aside this matter of cocoa?
Moro, Sandra,
Umaru.
Here's the point. Okay, Umaru. Sorry about that. I don't know. This is the second time I'm calling you Moro.
It's okay. It's fine. I have to start printing my name on my forehead. Don't mind me. Yes, please go ahead.
Umaru.
Yes.
I tell you this. You see, we have not found that issue to flog. The NDC government knows how important cocoa is to our economy. So our insistence on it is because cocoa is that important. And in fact, Moro, we're not the only people talking about cocoa. Let that point be made, and you know that, Standard. I don't know why you are insisting that it's NPP. The Catholic Bishop Conference issued a communique to that effect. If it wasn't that important, they won't converge and issue that. So let's correct the record. NPP is not flogging that matter. NPP is raising a critical matter that other serious players in our economy have raised matters about because it's that important.
Okay, so what other major thing over the past 1 year happened that has not been captured in the State of the Nation? Something bad?
No, you allowed him to talk cocoa, so let me talk cocoa. Now, hold on. See, the issue about buying at a certain price and selling at a certain price, and that simplistic argument should be accepted, is lazy from the government to even make that argument. Because, Umaru, I think from 2017 all the way to 2019, 2020, thereabout, cocoa prices under us were dropping. They were dropping. I can send you the chart so you can look at it. They were dropping. But in 2018 or 2017, 2018, the price were dropping. 2019, 2020, the price were dropping. But we increased cocoa prices. We increased significantly. I think in 2018, 2020 window, 2019 window, we increased it by 8.4%. The prices were dropping, but we did that. We did again, I think in 2019, 2020, we did it by 24%. We did that. Why? Because cocoa is that important to the economy. Now, the question with that is that, okay, they are now telling us that the price continuously is going down. Umar, is the NDC telling us by that simplistic analysis that it's going down, you can't buy something less and go and sell it whatever and pay more? If that logic is to be followed, what they are trying to tell us is that if the cocoa price on the world market continues to go down, they'll continue decreasing the price for the cocoa farmer. Is that what they are telling us? Cocoa prices goes up and they come down. They go up and come down. So if you're a government worth your salt, if you're a government that takes farmers seriously, right now where you know that it's just a matter of time, the price will go up. If you are strategic, and strategic in the sense that you know cocoa, the role cocoa play in the economy, apart from creating employment, it actually also sustains our economy. It's a big foreign exchange earner country. So if you know that, okay, and you know momentary lapses or drop in the market price would rise after a while, would you be strategic enough if all else fails, and you don't want to bail out the farmer, you don't want to do anything? Can't you simply hold? Why do you have buffer stock?
Very well, Richard.
Why don't you have cocoa board? Okay, get the money the way you said you're going to clear off their balance sheet. Get the money to buy this cocoa and hoard it. Even in my own simple small farm, Gary is in abundance now. The price has come down. come to my farm and see we have a warehouse full of Ghana. We have preserved them. We are hoarding them. The price will certainly go up. So why would you do that instead of simplistically saying that let's pass the price?
Richard, Professor Bayo has a question. Professor Bayo has a question for you. I want him to ask you, then you can continue. Yes, ask him.
No, you should hold his question. I'll come to it. I'll come to his question. But the point is that this government simply lacks the thinking capacity. He lacks the sensitivity to deal with the matter head on. And so everything they have done is to find the easy way out, and they come to Parliament, His Excellency the President, dressed neatly in a Ghanaian attire, to come and tell us that he's taking a hard decision. He's not taking any hard decision. He's taking the softest of all decisions ever on record, because cocoa prices for the first time under him has come down. But this is not the first time cocoa price on the world market have gone down.
But Richard, it's also for the first time that we are seeing it's the first time we are seeing the cedi doing so well. The price of fuel stations are competing to reduce, not competing to increase. That is a state of Ghana that we should celebrate, should we not? Hello, Richard.
Okay, the aggressive appreciation of the cedi. I'm coming. Hello, Omar, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Omar, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
That's also part of the problem. The currency is part of the problem. The aggressive appreciation of the cedi has contributed to the misfortune of cocoa board. It's contributed, which is the reason people are saying Ghana's cocoa is more expensive. In fact, not only cocoa board, but all export enterprise in this country are suffering. They are struggling. Because one of the reasons why Gari is in abundance is that Gari is actually exported. They are exporters of Gari. But right now, because of the strengthening of the cedi, the aggressive strength of the cedi, the export of these commodities are a loss, a net loss to the exporters. So you are affecting the export market when, as a country where we are, because we need to create jobs, we need to grow our economy, you need to advance export. So the decision to aggressively appreciate the cedi, which they want to celebrate, is actually having direct effect on the ability of the economy to create jobs.
So you're essentially saying that
everybody's suffering.
So you're essentially saying that the dollar depreciating against the cedi is not a good thing.
Omaro,
are you saying that the dollar depreciating against the cedi is not a good thing?
I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you that the effect is having on your export.
Yes, but the effect you've given now is a negative effect.
It's a negative effect, yes.
And yet, when your opposition said you were going to arrest the dollar and put the key with the IGP, which is what you are intending to do, is what has been done now, and you're not happy with it being done?
No, Umaru, you see, this thing must go beyond just asking a got you question. Here is the point. You are an economy that needs to create jobs. This is a party that campaigned on the back of unemployment, improved cost of living, and all of that. The point you are now, your export has become expensive. Long term, if you want to sustain your currency where it's in, where Ghana's cedi is now, if you want to sustain it, you have to sustain it by earning foreign exchange. Now your export is crumbling. Export is crumbling. So what ought to have been done, which we wanted to do, was to strengthen the currency naturally through increasing export, because it's a balance of income and expenditure.
But you started an aggressive campaign called you started something in the agriculture sector that would have helped with export. You had rearing for export, you had planting for food and jobs, but then you had something rearing for export, which was intended. In fact, you said you're going to move us from taxation to industrialization. You started factories to production, which is essentially industrialization. In 8 years, you should have fixed us to the level where we would be a big exporter. At the end, we are still importing tomatoes. So, do you have the clean hands to talk about this matter? Yes.
You see, you are litigating a matter as if we are in government. We have this matter you are raising. We have discussed this in your studios, and Ghanaians have taken a decision. Now, today, in hindsight, we can look at what the NDC benefited from and argued in opposition. Now they're in government. They are not able to do what they said they would do. So if you're asking me this question, you're asking me to go back and tell you what we have litigated already. We are moving forward, and we're just using the past to contrast for the NDC to see that if what you say you are doing is to solve a problem, you are doing it the wrong way. Because why? As a country, what we're trying to do is that is what we are earning in foreign exchange that we are spending. The deficit between is what the problem is, which is driving down our currency.
Okay.
Now, if we want to achieve that balance, you increase your export.
Okay.
When your export increases and you're earning more dollars and you are spending less dollars to import, you will achieve that balance.
Thank you.
No, they went and used Omaro. You've been asking me questions, so let me just land.
No, I was leading you in evidence. I'll come back. I promise you. I'll give you another. I'll give you another round.
No, that's not what you're doing. You allow Prof to talk freely, so don't.
No. I actually timed you, and you've spoken more than Prof did. Let me go to Franklin. I promise I'll come back to you.
But let me just land, Omaro. Just 1 second. Let me just land for you.
Okay.
So the point I am making is that this currency matter is also part of the reason cocoa board is suffering, because the NDC, instead of doing the currency strengthening the right way, they went and artificially used dollars to dump into the market to create the impression that we have enough dollars to match the demand. That is what has happened. Instead of going the market way, if that was what was done, cocoa board will not be suffering. If that was what was done, export businesses in this country will not be suffering and would have achieved the strengthening of the city naturally.
Very well.
That way, there will be no issue at this point. Omar, when you come back to me next, I need to talk about the economy because he talked about it. And I
gave you a chance. You kept dodging and going back to cocoa. No problem.
I was answering you. You were trying to mislead me with questions to talk about the past instead of talk about present. And I think we should talk about today. The NPP is not in government. The NDC is in government. Let's talk about their management of the economy and not what has gone before and Ghanaians have taken a decision.
I'll come back to